Hi, welcome back. I'm Kevin Mack here at Bucks County Krav Maga. In this distance learning video, I'm going to show you the difference between the yellow belt low punches and the orange belt defensive low punch. Written out, it sounds similar, but they're different they're used for different reasons, and the body mechanics are slightly different. So, in yellow belt, from our fighting stance, we have left straight and right straight. And in the last video, we did advancing straight punches. Our aim is going to be for the face. We're primarily headhunters at first. Your left, right hook, you want to knock the person out. All right? You just don't want to start the fight by hitting the body. Body may not end the fight. You know, when you use your red set combinations, you hit the body, you hit the face, especially if they're guarding their head, you hit the body to draw the hands down and follow up the strikes to the head. But you want there's like a list of quality targets. You know, you want to hit the face, you want to hit the groin, you want to hit all those vulnerable areas that give you more bang for your buck. All right? So hitting somebody in the shoulder here, you're not going to get much of a reaction out of it. All right? But if I kick you in the groin, your reaction's a lot better than if I kick you in the shin or the side of the leg. So, in yellow belt, you learn left straight, right straight, mainly towards the face. Same with hook punches, and then uppercuts to the chin, elbow strikes to the head. But then we also have straight low punches. So instead of punching to the head, I'm punching to the stomach. Instead of punching to the head, I'm punching to the stomach. I may have punched him once, twice in the face. Now his hands are up protecting, so I punch him in the stomach. That draws his hands down, and then I punch him in the face again. All right? When you are attacking low, the rest of your posture doesn't really change, just your weapon. So imagine I am a tank, and my arm is the cannon on the tank. All right? The only thing that goes down is the cannon. All right? My body doesn't move down. My posture is the same. I'm just, instead of hitting the head, my arm's pointed down and hitting the body. But my other hand is still up here, and I'm still postured up the same way I would be in a regular fight. All right? So, I mean, I could do it from an inside defense where I move my head slightly to the right and punch to the body. But for the most part, my structure doesn't change when I punch low. All right? I punch high, I punch low, I hit high, I punch low again. That is low punch. All you're doing is bringing your attacking weapon and aiming it down lower. Even if you move your head out of the way, you're still aiming low. That's yellow belt. So yellow belt, you're learning all these basic attacking structures. Punching to the face, punching low, inside attacks, outside attacks, knees, kicks, mainly towards attackers in front of you. In orange belt, you start learning attacks against people to the side, to the rear, back kicks, side kicks. But you also learn other strikes such as defensive low punch. Terminology is there for a reason, all right? Just like we have offensive front kick, which means my hip projects my knee and I snap my leg forward to kick the groin. Offensive meaning my goal is to hurt the person. That's the main goal for that kick and that strike is to advance forward and kick that person in the groin. Defensive front kick is more of the push kick, all right? So my leg's coming up and I'm pushing the attacker away. Now that hurts. It's an offensive kick. I mean, you're going to hit somebody in the stomach, but your main goal is to create space. So your attacker's there, you don't want them there, so you're pushing them away, or they're advancing towards you. So your goal, your ultimate goal and tactic behind the attack using that tool is defensive in nature. So when we do defensive low punch, it's different from yellow belt where it's offensive low punch. My goal is to attack. Defensive low punch is this, all right? It is mainly to defend when somebody's coming into you with strikes. You are bringing your head down, your shoulders coming up, and your punch can either punch low to the stomach. In the old days, we used to always punch, it was a low punch. But I found over the years that I can just bring my arm up and it goes to the chin as well. Especially if somebody's coming in with a left or a right, all you're doing is bringing your head out of the way and bringing your hand up, and they walk right into it. When I first learned this technique, I didn't think much of it, all right? I didn't like it. I didn't see the purposes of it. But after several years of training with my instructor was big on having classes once in a while. We do round robin sparring. So throughout the whole hour of class, you're sparring with everybody in the class. So you're doing one round with that partner, he says switch and move to another partner, move to another partner. Now sometimes in these classes there are 10 to 15 people, so you're sparring for a little while. But there were a couple times where he was training at schools that had like 60 people in class, so you're training against 20, 25 different people, if not more. Halfway through the class, you're just getting tired. Now, call it ego or call it whatever, I did not want to lose. So when I was getting tired and people were coming in for strikes, especially people bigger and stronger, I started to use this, all right? Because they would come into me and I no longer had the energy to advance and to attack. So when the attacker's coming at me, I just move my head out of the way and they walk straight into that punch. I'm not even really extending it. I'm basically just putting this in their face. So when you get bigger and stronger guys coming in for their left straight punch, you're moving your head out of the way and they're just walking into your punch. There's a series of techniques I would use in situations like that where you're basically just punishing the guy coming in. You know, I do my shin kick, I do the defensive low punch. So then after a while, they're kind of hesitant to move in on you because they know you're going to get hit in a certain way. Now you can pull that, I pulled that off 2 times against the same opponent. You're not going to reuse it over and over again. But when your hands are up, when you do this, you want your chin to be down. You don't want to look away. The shoulder or the attacking hand is protecting your jaw. My instructor said your upper back should be able to kind of rest a cup of water on it. So you don't want to be like this. You want this to be as flat as possible so you can totally clear any strike that comes. And you're bringing your hand up. You can either punch to the stomach, like the old way, or, you know, my arms aren't even that long, but if you bring your arms straight up, especially if that person's coming in aggressively, their chin, they walk right into that punch 9 times out of 10. I would not teach this to students if I didn't think it could be useful. And I used it in sparring all the time. My students used it in sparring all the time. So if you have no faith in it, you know, do it in sparring and see if it works, all right? But it is defensive in nature, meaning it's only happening because you're reacting to the attack of the other person. So the attacker's coming into you, you're moving out of the way and then punching, all right? And you're gonna have to switch that right away. I can't just do this and stop. So they walk into that punch, I upright, I kick, I move, all right? So, offensive low punch or low straight punch in yellow belt, you're just aiming your weapon down and punching to the stomach, all right? I had an old boxing coach that said, never hit to the body unless you hit to the head before or after. So punch to the body, punch to the head, or punch to the head, punch to the body, all right? So my structure is coming forward. I'm attacking it. It is aggressive. Defensive low punch in orange belt is more of a defensive tactic. I'm moving my body out of the way and just throwing my hand up to the attacker. But you can see my lead leg is still pivoting. I am still rubbing out that cigarette. My hand is up. My shoulder's protecting my jaw. And I'm coming up here. So then when I reset myself into my proper position, my hand comes back. And then my right punch comes out, or I kick. So, offensive straight punch low from yellow belt, defensive low punch in orange belt. Practice both of those. Use mirrors. You can go Walmart, or if you don't have one already, order one on Amazon, those little kind of back of door mirrors people have in their bedrooms. Use your own body, your own reflection as the target area, all right? You can even just draw a smiley face where your head is normally, and just make sure your hand always goes towards the head so it's not just randomly going someplace else. Or if you have a heavy bag, do the same thing. All right? Or if you have a training partner. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me here via Facebook. Thank you. Keep down.